you know, fitness and life have a lot of things in common, a lot more than people think. And they think that, you know, fitness is just like for a bunch of egotistical people just trying to lift weights, but it's actually not. There's so many similarities, and it's the reason why it can benefit absolutely anyone who does it. They have so much in common, fitness and life. So in fitness and in life, we have what's called ideals. Some people call it goals, endpoint, whatever. Ideals, where you think of where you would like to be, or the best version of yourself that you can conjure up in this current moment. It's called an ideal. And then you have your current self right now as you are. And then there's usually a discrepancy in between that space. The discrepancy is like the space between you now, your condition now, and the condition of the goal itself that you'd like to reach. The space between that. Okay? And these ideals can be different ideals, but they are still ideals, which is what the common ground is. So let's say, for example, an ideal in fitness is you want to run a 5K race, or you want to be able to lift 200 pounds with no problem, or you know, you want to have lower body fat and lean muscle mass, better shape, better body composition, more energy, better health. The ideal in life can be, although that influences your life, the ideal in life can also be your relationship qualities. You know, maybe you want your relationship to be of higher quality. Better communication, surrounding yourself with people who actually respect you, that you respect as well. You inspire each other. You are honest with each other. It could be ideal for a career that you love, that inspires you to keep being better, and you can actually reach a higher potential. You know, whatever you want to fill in that ideal with, right? It's very personalized. And so some people would say their current self and then their ideal self, the discrepancy between that, they would actually start saying, well, you know, I feel inspired, but I also feel unworthy because my current self may be a mess, right? And comparing it to my ideal self would be, you know, like I would feel the lack of of the current state I'm in now, of who I'm being now, right? And then some would say that that's bad, but I wouldn't actually say that that's bad. I would actually even go ahead and say that that is part of it, right? Because if you felt what you're supposed to feel in your ideal state now as your current self, you'd either A, be in your ideal state, or two, there would be no motivation to get to the ideal state, right? Because if you're already comfortable where you're at, what's the point of moving, right? A lot of people get comfortable and they feel like, all right, I'm good right here, and they get complacent. So you need a motivation to move forward. You need uncomfortability. You need, you know, that sense of embracing that unworthy phase that you feel in that part, you know, so that you can feel like, okay, well then what do I need to do to get there? And then you can start to take action towards your ideal. And then of course through the process, right, of getting to the ideal, as you're making progress, your idea of the ideal will become more sophisticated, because you're going to become more sophisticated because you are actually moving forward. You're not staying complacent where you are. You're moving forward. And with forward movement, especially if you're embracing things and you're not being too because there's a pathological side to this. You're not being too hard on yourself. You can actually embrace in a healthy way what comes with that, the uncomfortability, the moments of feeling unworthy, and the moments of feeling like where I am right now is not it. And I need to get there because what I'm doing right now is not it. And being honest with yourself, actually embracing the fact that maybe the way you're doing it right now sucks. Maybe the way you're doing it right now is not the right balance for you. Maybe how you're doing it right now is what brought you to the place that you don't like and that you don't want to bring about that same result. So to embrace those feelings in a healthy way, right? Not in a way to beat yourself to the ground, but to embrace it in a healthy way where you embrace the uncomfortability of your current state can help you press forward towards your ideal. And your ideal, as it becomes more sophisticated, there's a lot of wind. As your ideal becomes more sophisticated and as you become more sophisticated, you're going to grow into a different person several times throughout the process. And this is going to be something that you'll see that is going to actually end up exciting you. It's going to change you and mold you into a better version of yourself along the way several times. So is that initial feeling of unworthiness bad? Again, no. It's necessary. It's necessary because if you felt like right now where you're at is good enough, you would not change. So embrace the uncomfortability. Embrace the growth that it pushes you towards as you allow it in a healthy way, in a healthy balance, to reconfigure your decisions, your behavior, and how you view things, your perception, which is another huge component, your perception. Because if you continue to view things the same way, then you cannot make everlasting change. You have to be willing to go through the uncomfortability of molding your perception into something entirely different so that you can continue to move forward in a more consistent manner in a new direction. And that applies to both. Applies to both fitness and life in every aspect.